What's up, everybody? Today I'm here to talk about the Xbox Showcase 2020 that just went live yesterday. We tuned in to watch an hour-long gameplay reveal of Halo Infinite and a showcase of other games. In this video, I'm going to go over all the games we've seen, give a brief description on them, or not, and be sure to stick around to the end for my thoughts and opinions on this showcase. But before we do get into this video, let me stop for a moment and say that don't forget to like and subscribe and leave a comment down below on anything you heard about in this video, because it really helps me out and it helps the channel out a ton, and it helps give me the motivation to keep on making videos for you guys, because it's something that I really enjoy doing. But it's not an easy thing to do when you get no views and no likes and subscriptions. So thank you guys for sticking around and watching this video if you are here. So let's get right into this. Alright, and first we have Halo Infinite. I'm not going to be talking about this game at all in this video because I made a separate Halo Infinite video that I will put up at the end of this video, so you can go check that out and see my thoughts and opinions all about Halo. This video I'm going to make on all the other games that we've seen, because putting Halo in with the rest of the games that we've seen would make this video longer than I want it to be. So I split it up into two, gave you all my thoughts and opinions on Halo in one, and here we'll go over all the rest. So let's get into the first game we've seen after Halo Infinite, and that is just a brief glimpse of State of Decay 3. We've seen virtually nothing about the game, so not much to discuss here. But what we did see was a brief cinematic trailer just showing that there's going to be a State of Decay 3. Kind of underwhelming, but State of Decay 3 has a chance to be, it does have a chance to be a pretty good game. State of Decay 2 was an okay game to play for a very short time. There was almost nothing to do in that game besides go destroy some of the pods, and once you get done with that, you have to defend your base every 5 minutes. All in all, it was a fun zombie game to play, but there wasn't really much to it. I'm hoping with this game they can come out with much more content and make it a much more exciting, fun playthrough game. Something with like an actual campaign, you know, where you work through a story and things like that would be awesome. Just change it up a little bit, appeal to a wider audience. All in all, there's not much else to say. We didn't see much we just got this little trailer, so on to the next. And next they showcased a new Forza game. Not much really to say again. This is just something that's going to go up against Sony's Gran Turismo. Didn't get to see much. Once again, it's going to be a theme of this entire showcase. Just a brief in-engine shot of this game. No real actual raw gameplay. Not much again. Not a big racing fan. Forza is an amazing, beautiful-looking game, and it probably is one. It is, of course, one of the best driving simulators out there, along with Gran Turismo. But again, I don't have much to say about this game too. You didn't get to see much, and I'm not a big racing fan. But for all you guys out there that love the past Forzas, I'm sure you'd be happy to see this, but disappointed that you didn't get to see more. Everwild. Next. The next game was Tell Me Why. I'm not interested in this game at all. We'll just get on to say. This game doesn't look next-gen either. Just going on to say that this showcase was supposed to show next-gen. I really didn't get much of a next-gen feeling out of this game, except for one instance in one of the games that we've seen, and that is one toward the end. When we get there, I'll let you know. Yeah. Next. Ori. Next. Outer Worlds. Listen, I loved Outer Worlds. I'm super happy to see that they're still working on Outer Worlds, and they're going to put out more content for a game. It was really short to begin with. I love Obsidian, and I love the games that came out. Outer Worlds was a great start to a new universe that they can continue to build on in further games. So I'm happy to see that, but I'm not happy to see that at this showcase. Mainly because it's an older game now. I wanted to see all new. I know that they were just showcasing Obsidian and show what they have to work on. They probably just needed something to fill in. But, you know, it's cool to see. I love Outer Worlds. Great game. But Outer Worlds expansion, not much to say. Next. Grounded. Next. All right. Now, this is a game I can get behind. One of the few that I'm really happy to see and get out of this showcase, and that is Avowed. This, but the one underlying theme of this entire showcase is, once again, we didn't get to see anything. Brief cinematic trailer and a name. That's about all we got. And a look at, probably, I don't know if that was in-game footage or in-engine footage or not, but it did look cool. We did get to see, of course, like the graphics, art style, and all that sort of stuff. But this game I can definitely get behind, and I'm very intrigued to find out more about it. I'm going to follow this game, and this probably going to be one of them games I pick up on day one just because I know it's Obsidian. They're going to make a Skyrim-like RPG. I'm down with that. So whatever they got in store with this game, I have full faith in Obsidian to claim that already, just from seeing a brief glimpse at this game, that it's probably going to be a good game. So until we see more, we can't fully declare, what kind of game it's going to be or anything like that. But I have faith in Obsidian to put out a good game with this. And this is one of the few that I'm glad we got to see in this showcase. But once again, didn't get to see much. Yeah. My disappointment is obvious in this one, this showcase. But yeah. Anyways, we'll get some of them thoughts and opinions out at the end of this one. Moving on, As Dusk Falls, next. All right, and Ninja Theory and Hellblade. I have never played the first Hellblade. I don't know what kind of game it really is. This game does have me a little bit intrigued also to find out more about it. They say it's taking place in Iceland. I'm not sure what kind of game this is. I'm going to have to do more research on this game, but there is a chance that this game might pull me in for a play. We'll see. It's going to be on Game Pass, so I'm definitely going to have to check it out. I know even the first one's on Game Pass, which I do have, but the game never really pulled me in for a download. So once I get to see more about this game, some actual gameplay footage and things like that, I can judge it more, and we'll see if it can pull me in for a download on this one and a playthrough. Because I'm always down for finding new games. I remember at one point when I never heard of Metro, and then I played that game for the first time, and I was blown away by it. Hopefully this game can be one of those for me, So we'll see. Ninja Theory is a great developer, and we'll see what they got in store. Psychonauts 2. Okay, this game can right off. Majestic. You. Psychonauts. Majestic. This game. No. Majestic. I know this game is owned by Xbox now, but I have a hatred towards Psychonauts originally because that was one of the games that was also with Majestic back in the day. Majestic was one of the game publishers that ran into the ground, ruined, and to this day is still kept under a pile of dirt. One of my favorite games back in the day. I'm not even going to mention the game that it was. If you guys can know the game that I'm thinking of, throw it in the comment section down below. But Majestic, they're shit. And this game is part of it because this game was the game they decided to put focus on after they ran one of my favorite games of all time. Probably could say my favorite game of all time, or at least tied for in my top 3 favorites of all times. But they ran that game in the ground and decided to put focus on this game, which is a piece of shit. So, enough. No, that. I did not want to see this game. I don't give a shit. Psychonauts. Next. Destiny 2. Old game. They need to stop making content for it. I never got into Destiny. It takes a really special looter shooter to be able to get me into it. There's only been a few that I have liked and played and put some time into, and eventually they die out for me in no time. Making more content for a game that just, I don't know. Looter shooters just don't do it for me. Look at Anthem. It's a prime example of what looter shooters just devolve into. I mean, I don't know. I was the biggest Bungie fan back in the Halo days. I think that I always had a knock against Destiny because it wasn't Bungie making Halo, and it wasn't as good as Halo, and it wasn't the style of Halo. It wasn't an interesting campaign. It's hollow. Destiny is a hollow game to me, and that's really it. There's not really much more to say about it. Looter shooters in general are just hollow games to me. Like I said, it takes a very special one to get me into it. But anyways, I did not want to see Destiny at this showcase. I mean, just put an ad on Xbox Live or something. That's the extent of it needed. I mean, this showcase was supposed to be for next gen and new and exciting and show me the power of what you guys are putting out for next gen. Destiny doesn't come to mind when I think of that. Sorry, guys. Next, Stalker 2. This did look decent from the short, again, no gameplay, from the short little clip that we did see from it. I never played the original, but I'm going to keep my eye on this one and see if it is something that can pique my interest further when we find out more about it. But once again, nothing to really talk about at this showcase. Next, Dark Tide. This looked okay. Once again, no info. Got nothing to really run on here. Next, Tetris. Come on now. We really pushing next gen? Are we really pushing like the power of next gen and the next generation in this, or what are we doing here? Tetris, cool. Next, the gunk. Next, how many in a row is this gonna be? Okay, finally, we can land on something to talk about here. The medium. Okay, this is the only game, as you heard me say earlier in the video, this is the only game that had a next-gen element to me. And that was, of course, the two worlds running simultaneously, side by side. Okay, and as we just seen, Ratchet and Clank do this at the Sony show, how you could pull, you could swap, dimensions at just being pulled through at the snap of a finger. Well, this game kind of has that similar thing going for it. It's going to have two worlds running at the same time, so you can seamlessly switch between those, and that does show the power of next gen to me. And overall, I have to admit, this game looked very, I know I use the word a lot, but intriguing, mainly because we got to see a glimpse of it. We didn't get to see like raw gameplay once again. We have no clue if is she gonna use guns, melee weapons? What's going on here? Is it just gonna be action, like adventure, or I have no idea what's going on there, but it's definitely shrouded in mystery. The gameplay did look good. The graphics did look good. The gameplay definitely had my interest piqued as to see what this game's going to be all about. But once again, we just got a tease and we didn't get really any info on it, besides the fact that it does look pretty good. And it'll be something I keep my eye on for the future. Thank you for at least putting, this is what, number 3 that I've been interested in this showcase. I think we're at 3, maybe, I hope. Next, CrossfireX. This is a game I did a little bit of research on not too long ago when I was just looking up some new games to just find out about something new. I did see a little bit about it. This game does look pretty decent for a shooter. It's going to have a free-to-play multiplayer aspect of it. It's going to be up on Xbox Live, hopefully PC too. I'll take that any day. Free-to-play multiplayer that looks pretty decent. I guess it's going to have a campaign too. It's probably going to be purchasable on the side. Which does look like it'd be pretty good. I mean, this game looks like a decent shooter. So, once again, we got to see, from what I'm taking, that's the second time in this video. From what we did get to see, that the gameplay did look pretty decent. And, we'll check it out when it gets here, when we get more information along the way. Next. And for the grand finale, once again, we had absolutely no information at all, but a name and absolutely nothing else. No gameplay, no even sneak peek at anything besides the fact that they still decided to show that there is humor in it, which I'm happy to see. But that would be a new Fable game coming. There's been some leaks and rumors going on about it. I'm not going to get into it in this showcase. Just the fact that we've seen the short trailer of Fable, which I have to admit I did enjoy. But I'm not happy about the fact that we didn't get to see anything. We know nothing about the game. We don't know what kind of game it's going to be. Is it going to be MMO, or is it going to be a story-based, linear kind of sandbox game? I hope they do turn this into a sandbox game as well. Plop us down into a world and let us just adventure and explore. Because that's kind of like what Fable was all about, if you ask me, is just adventure. But I'm happy to see a new Fable. I'm really looking forward to it, but again, judging by the showcase of what we got absolutely nothing. Just the fact that there's a Fable game. Cool, happy, but once again, we're left with nothing to talk about. Just waiting for more. So I'm not sure what the accomplishment of this showcase was besides Halo, but my final thoughts about this whole thing was, well, I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10 because, one, we did get to see a couple games that I wanted to, so that, shows that we didn't get to see any, like, true power of next gen. They didn't show anything really next gen. Like, that's what there should be pushing with this stuff. Why are we going to go to, what are we going to get in this next generation? What are we going to get to play? What are we going to get to do? What can show us this? Why is this so hard? But I guess that brings me to the point where it just felt underbaked. It felt like they're not ready. Like they have nothing to show, but they're just going to scrap some stuff together and throw it out there just to give us a little bit of something. When this is supposed to be launching in less than 6 months, 5 months, 4 months. Who knows how close we are now? And this is what we get. Come on. I mean, I have to say the same thing with the Sony showcase as well. It was decent. It was probably better than this one, but Sony's was still underwhelming to me too. But this one was even more underwhelming. This was Xbox's second chance at this. They had to come back swinging fists, and they did for 8 minutes with Halo. But after that, we just got nothing. Like, no information. We still didn't even get any information on Halo. We got to see some gameplay, yes, but we really didn't get anything about the game, like, coming up, besides the fact that it's open world, and they just showed that. No one talked about the game at all. But yeah, so my final thoughts and opinions are this was underbaked. It didn't feel like it was ready. They didn't feel like they were prepared. They felt like they just kind of scrapped together some of what they had, threw it out there, hoped we'd bite, and that's really about it. I mean, every single game, as you noticed throughout this we went through, we didn't have much to say about anything. It's because we didn't see anything. I mean, I made a separate video on Halo and what we've seen, but that was only because I got to talk more about Halo as a whole in the franchise, not just what we've seen in this video. But you should go check out that video as well. But all in all, we didn't get to see much. There's a couple things I'm happy to see and that we're excited for. But my one final impression of this, the only way for me to describe this is underwhelming. I'm a huge Xbox fan. I'm a huge gaming fan. I don't do sides. I'm a huge Xbox fan. I'm a huge PlayStation fan. I'm a huge Xbox fan. I'm a huge PlayStation fan, and I'm an even bigger PC fan. I'm a huge Nintendo fan as well, but I haven't been caught up on Nintendo lately. But yeah, underwhelming. Let's just hope that in the next coming months they can rekindle the fire and give us something to really hope and look out forward to besides Halo, and give us a little more description on next gen and show us what the next generation is going to be about. Show us what we're going to be in for with the next generation. Give me a reason to leave my PC behind and buy an Xbox. I need that reason, because I did not see it with this showcase. I did not even see it with Sony's showcase either. Give me a reason to leave this thing dusty and go play an Xbox or go play my PS5. That's what I want. Show me next gen. But anyways, I've talked for long enough. I went off on a tangent a few times here. Thank you guys for sticking with me to the end. I really appreciate you being here. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below. I'll be there to discuss everything with you. My immense disappointment and my thoughts and opinions on all the good that we did see. So, with that being said, take care, everyone. I'll see you in the next video. Hopefully it's sometime soon.